Hello everybody, good morning, good afternoon. Welcome to today's session with NCC Education, all about university progression with our special guests, Betty Go from the University of Reading, Malaysia. My name is Rebecca Bewley. I am Head of Partnerships here at NCC Education, and I'm delighted to welcome you to today's session and to guide you through how NCC Education supports learners on their journey towards internationally recognised higher education. As you can see here from today's agenda, I will give a brief introduction to NCC. Helen Benny, Partnerships and Programme Manager at NCC Education, will then talk to us about the University Progression Brochure. We'll then hear from Betty all about the University of Reading Malaysia, and then from Stacey McArdle about Quill Learning and application and admissions support. As you will see, we have a chat box, we have a Q&A function here on Microsoft Teams. So we will make sure that we have a question and answer session at the very end. So throughout the webinar, please feel free to put your questions in either the chat box or the Q&A function, and we will make sure that they are answered throughout. So whether that's a question for NCC or whether that's a question for Betty and for the university, or whether that's for Quill and Stacey. Also, if you do want to just mention where you're joining us from today, I know that we have maybe centres, maybe students from around the world. Please do let us know. It would be great to hear from you. Again, you can put that into the chat box. Okay. So as I said, let's begin with a brief introduction to NCC Education. NCC has a long and established heritage, founded as part of a government initiative in 1966. Over the decades, we have evolved into a truly global awarding organisation and have been delivering higher education for over 30 years now. Today, we have a network of over 260 educational partners across the globe, offering our British qualifications at local study centres. And I think that now equates to about 60 countries around the world that we are present in. We're also very importantly regulated by the Office of Qualifications and Examinations Regulation, or otherwise known as Ofqual, here in England, to ensure the integrity and quality at all levels. And all of our qualifications are listed on the Regulated Qualifications Framework in England. We do also work closely with regulators and governing bodies in other countries to ensure that our qualifications are recognised globally. So what does that mean, being internationally recognised qualifications awarded by a British awarding organisation? It means that students can study high quality British education from wherever they are in the world. There's a clear step-by-step route into university study, and those qualifications are trusted and accepted by universities globally for admission into their degree courses. Today, the focus is on our Level 3 International Foundation Diploma for Higher Education Studies. This is our Level 3 programme that is designed as a stepping stone into international higher education. And it provides that direct entry into year one at many overseas UK universities, branch campuses, and transnational education as well. So the Level 3 International Foundation Diploma really prepares students for entry into year one of a bachelor's degree. As you know, NCC Education specialise in qualifications in computing and in business, but there are an array of subject areas within that Level 3 International Foundation Diploma, so students can explore areas such as finance and economics, health sciences, engineering, and even creative arts. So there are examples of students who are able to progress onto undergraduate degree courses in a range of subject areas. And importantly, the vast range of opportunities for students to study overseas or outside of their home country is growing. So we have recognition from the UK, US, Australia, Canada, Singapore and Japan. And very importantly, we are, as I mentioned, delighted to be joined by a representative from the University of Reading Malaysia. So I will now hand over to Helen just to discuss about the University Progression Routes brochure. Thank you.
Hi everyone, thank you Rebecca, and thanks everyone for joining us today. As Rebecca said, if you have any questions or comments at all, please leave them either in the chat or the Q&A, and we'll be doing a Q&A at the end. So we have our University Progression Routes brochure, which used to be called the What Next brochure, now has a much simpler name, and that can be found on our website on the University Progression page. Within the brochure, you will find our listing for University of Reading Malaysia. That comes under the Level 3 International Foundation Diploma for Higher Education Studies section. And you just go to the contents page and simply click on the name of the university, and it will take you to that page within the brochure. So the listing is just beneath our listing for University of Reading. So we have them both on the same page. Here at the bottom is the listing for University of Reading Malaysia. So as you can see from the brochure, there are plenty of different undergraduate courses you can apply to with your Level 3 International Foundation Diploma for Higher Education Studies. And if you have any questions or queries at all, go to the university's website. They do have course pages for all of their different subjects, and they have lots of information for international and local students. And of course, there is a contact address there, so you can get in touch with the team at University of Reading Malaysia if you've got any follow-up questions at all. So without further ado, Betty, are you able to share your slide with us?
Let me just try share screen. I think you need to unshare your screen first before I can share, because I don't have that button here. Oh yeah, wait, let me just see. Just give me 1 second. Can you see my screen now?
There we go. I can see something loading. So I think if you just want to make that a full screen,
yeah.
we can see all of your slides. That's excellent.
Okay. Is it a full screen now?
Perfect.
Okay, all right. Should I start?
Yes, please go ahead. And if anyone has any questions for Betty, just put them in the chat or the Q&A. Thanks, Betty.
Yeah, thank you very much, Helen. Thank you very much, Rebecca and Quill as well for inviting me. So basically, before I start, let me introduce myself. I'm Betty Goh, the Regional Manager of International Recruitments for University of Reading Malaysia campus. So just a technical heads up, if let's say you can't see my slide moving, because I do have this kind of issue when I click to the next page. My screen here is moving, but your end may not be moved. Just let me know in case this happens, yeah? Okay, now basically University of Reading, from the beginning, you know that it's actually from the UK, and we have a branch campus here in Malaysia. We started our footprint in Malaysia since 2013. Of course, in the UK, we are already more than 100 years. If let's say we would like to include the Extension College of University of Oxford, we are more than 120 plus years. This year, we are actually celebrating 100 years sanitary's anniversary. So for Malaysia campus, basically, we are just located at Iskandar Puteri, Johor, next to Singapore, which is next to Quill. And our first cohort of students enrolled into University of Reading basically is 2014. Currently, we are at 1,200. I would say this figure, it's excluding April intake this year. So if I were to include this year intake, this year April intake is about 1,200 with about 15% international all over 30 countries. Hence, we started to recruit international students actively in 2024. Most of the students currently, I would say, are from the local, but moving forward, we are actively recruiting international students so that we have a diversity or diversified, of the students around the campus. So moving forward, we are actually looking into building educational hub as a Southeast Asia, meaning that we will be recruiting for the UK as well, for Malaysia as well as from the Malaysia campus. So that is the direction that we are heading to. A little bit of UK campus. Basically, we are located 23 minutes away from London. And in terms of our ranking, we are ranked 194. QS ranking, 194, and UK ranking number 27. So basically, why we started a branch campus in Malaysia, I think one of the biggest achievement that we want to achieve is to allow students to have their mobility, meaning that they can start local or they can start with affordable, having a different experience in Asia first before they can actually transfer to the UK. So that is one of the reasons why we started a campus in Malaysia. Students will enjoy the different experience from different countries that also will build their resume in the future. Now, in terms of Malaysia campus, as I mentioned earlier, we are just next to Singapore, 40 minutes from Changi Airport and 25 minutes from our Senai International Airport. I would say the Iskandar, the Edu City, it's the first integrated Southeast Asia education hub, because within the Edu City itself, there are several branch campuses whereby allow students to have I would say a wider network, because most of the students, they are sharing the accommodations between the campuses. Between the campuses. So I will always emphasize that students not just have that kind of network within University of Reading, but they will have a network between other universities as well, because other foreign branch campus, their focuses are more on engineering and healthcare, and as well as art and design. So basically, the network that students will actually getting is bigger compared to those students who are just within their universities. Why University of Reading? I think from the beginning, I already started. Number one is because of mobility. And of course, the ranking wise, we already been in the top 200 global university for the past 10 years, as well as top 5 private universities in Malaysia. Strategy locations, a lot of students that would like to come to Johor because of the just one stone away from Singapore, that allowed them to actually, look for the employment after they graduate in Singapore, especially for business courses, accounting and finance, finance and businesses. These are the courses that, most of the regional offices or company set up their company in Singapore as well. So another thing is because of the businesses, currently because of the special economic zone between Johor and Singapore, a lot of regional offices or company from other country actually coming to Johor to start investing. This is also allowing a lot of students from the Edu City to have opportunity on terms of their internship as well as their placements. Okay, and then safe, affordable living. I would say currently within the Edu City itself, it's a very, I would say it's a very student communities, as well as safety-wise, up to date. For me, it is still very safe because it's just among the students. Of course, if you have your own, I would prefer students don't stay outside or out of campus more, after 11 or 12. Even you are, staying somewhere else, not Malaysia, it's always good to go out in the group, or it's always good to come back early before 12. That is always a place that you can find it's more safe. Okay. Multicultural, why we say multicultural? Because in Malaysia itself, we are, very diverse. We have Chinese, English, Malay culture. And with that, we also have international students who are coming in that actually offering a very inclusive of learning atmosphere as well. So these are the few reasons why students should come to University of Reading. Another top reason is because most of the students who come to us, they will ask whether is it a UK qualification? Is it the degree awarded by the UK campus, our main campus? Yes, because the curriculum that we deliver in Malaysia basically is an identical curriculum. Teaching quality, it's the same. Why I say so? Because the exam paper will be second mark by the UK campus as well. So we'll always make sure our teaching quality, our exam, the students who are actually being marked in terms of the exam, it's also on par with the UK standard as well. So that's why we say teaching quality, identical curriculum, it's always there. Transfer options, this is the one that I mentioned earlier, mobility. Students are allowed to do 1 year in Malaysia and then 2 years in the UK, or 2 years in Malaysia and 1 year in the UK. So this basically will allow students to at least start somewhere that they know how the syllabus been delivered, or the teaching style been delivered before they can actually go to the UK, and how the whole university system work. Be better prepared as well. Number 2 is also allowing students to building up their resume, because currently a lot of students, they prefer to have, different kind of experience of the study in a different country. Some of the students, they prefer to do 1 year in Malaysia and then 2 years in the UK, continue with their master, or some prefer to do 2 years in Malaysia, 1 year in the UK. If you don't think that you want to do this route, student can also complete the 3 years in Malaysia and still getting the UK qualifications, UK degree, because it is awarded by the UK campus. Okay, so it's also globally recognized. These are some of the state-of-art picture, but I will show you the video of our campus, so at least you have a better idea how the campus look like. Let me know if you can't hear or see the video. Yeah. Okay, that's basically our campus. Now, under University of Reading Malaysia, we offering business, law, built environment, and psychology program. Compared to the UK, we have more options for students. I would say that students who actually start in Malaysia for the undergraduate program to certain major, some students may think that, hey, I want to do marketing, or I want to do out of the major that offer in Malaysia, you can also transfer to the UK at the second year to do other major as well. That is the beauty of why we have, branch campus in Malaysia as well as in the UK. So basically today I'm going to talk about more on the major that offer in Malaysia. Currently under business, Handley Business School, we offer 4 major, which is accounting and finance, that we are actually collaborating, or I would say that it's a fast track to chartered accountancy with ICAEW. And then we have real estate, finance and business management, and business management. Now, out of this 4 program, accounting and finance is a 4 years degree. And the rest of these 3 program, it's 3 years degree. Now, why accounting and finance is a 4 years degree is because during the 3rd year, student will basically doing a placement year. Placement year means that student will actually work for 1 year, and with this 1 year working experience, every month they will also get some income, like a salary between Ringgit Malaysia 1,008 to 2,000. So most of the time, students for accounting and finance, our School of Business will push them to go for the top 4 firm like KPMG, Deloitte, Ernst & Young. So they are pushing those students to the top accountancy firm to work. It's not just within Johor, yeah, it's within Malaysia. So basically, student will have this kind of opportunity during the 3rd year. The rest of this program doesn't mean that 3 years doesn't mean that I don't have any placement, but any placement or internship. So for the 1 year working experience, we call it placement. For the rest of the program, they can actually do internship. Internship basically is 3 to 4 months. And some internship you'll get paid, some internship you'll not get paid. All this placement or internship, students have the opportunity to work or to actually get the guidance from the career placement office or from the School of Business, Handley Business School as well, because we have the list of the partner, list of the employer that we work with, that we can actually tell the student where they can apply. Because the whole process, students still need to apply and go through interview. So this is also allowing students to have that kind of experience one day when I'm go out for the marketplace, how the process is actually going through preparing resume as well as interview, and then after the interview, what's the next things they need to do. So basically, these are the internship or placement placement year. Sorry. Now for the accounting and finance, during the 3rd year, students don't have to pay the full tuition fee. They only pay 15% of the tuition fee. So for students who always want to choose business program, I will definitely ask them to do some research about Handley Business School, because Handley Business School is actually one of the oldest business school in the Europe, and they have actually among the elite business group. They also accredited as the Triple Crown, which is AACSB, Equins, and AMBA. So students who are interested in business, and if you want to come to University of Reading, be it Malaysia or UK, this is a very good business school, because our finance and our management program basically is the top 30 in the world. Do some research before, don't just hear from me, but I'll always ask students to do some research about Handley Business School, because those who want to do business school, especially 60s, 70s, your parents' time, they will know about Handley Business School. Around the world, they have about 97 alumni from Handley Business School. So that is about the business school.